Hello and welcome. I'm Gabriele Finaldi, the Director of the National Gallery, and I'm speaking to you from Trafalgar Square on the occasion of a very happy collaboration between the National Gallery and the LPO, the London Philharmonic Orchestra.
Hello, I'm Timothy Walker. Up until last month, I was the Chief Executive and Artistic Director of the London Philharmonic Orchestra. Gabriella and I developed this project in the months before I left and after COVID-19 began.
Today we're in the National Gallery and we're very pleased to have the London Philharmonic Orchestra with us, who are performing some trios and quartets, and it's a pleasure to be back in the gallery and have some music. Music has a really strong association with Western historic painting, and it's a pleasure to be able to tell the story of our collection through music that's performed either in conjunction to the paintings, whether from the same period, or whether we focus on the themes in the paintings themselves.
Playing in lockdown's been really strange and really forced us all to get out of our comfort zones a bit. We rely so much on small visual cues when we're performing and rehearsing. Much like in a conversation, if you can't read the room, it's very hard to know how to deal with people. Using platforms like Zoom and things to rehearse and talk about music is one thing, but there's no comparison to being in the same place at the same time like this. Performing to a remote audience is slightly different from performing to a hall full of people. There's a different kind of pressure, Where in a hall you can see the pressure, you can see the 2,000 people in the audience or 5,000 people in the audience in the Albert Hall, for example. But on Zoom or as you're performing online, you don't see them, but you know they're there. So it's kind of having someone on your shoulder almost. It's a slightly different feeling.
I've never been in the gallery when it's been emptied of people. And in a way, even though we miss our audience, I think these extraordinary paintings around us sort of inspire us in a similar way as an audience would, and especially keeping in mind how each piece relates to the time period of the paintings we're going to show in this video. I think it's very interesting and a really special experience for all of us.
Art and music sit so perfectly together.
For music to be performed in the National Gallery is really the most natural thing in the world. And it has a long history, actually. Perhaps the most famous episode of music at the National Gallery is during the war years, when the collection was taken away for safekeeping to some slate mines in North Wales. So no pictures left on the walls, and instead to provide cultural sustenance, spiritual sustenance to the London public, a series of concerts was organised at the National Gallery.
Myra Hess was a pianist who, during World War II, approached then director of the National Gallery, Kenneth Clark, about performing music in the gallery spaces, which were empty as all of the paintings were in storage in a safe location outside of London. Clark was so pleased with the idea that the galleries would be used for the enjoyment of beauty that he not only said yes, he proposed that she put on a concert every single day. The concerts ran for about 6.5 years, well beyond the Second World War.
They have acquired a sort of mythical status for us, because as the population of the city was taking refuge at the time of bombings and so on, the gallery opened every single day, weekday, and there was a lunchtime concert every single weekday at the gallery during that period. And in a sense, it was music that carried us through those war years. So the opportunity to do something during the COVID closure, the opportunity to do something with the London Philharmonic Orchestra, to bring music back into the gallery, to remember those years when music played such an important role here in the centre of London for the London population. It's been an extremely pleasing thing to do.